BetMGM have exploded onto the UK sports betting scene in the last 6 months. From sponsoring races at Cheltenham to pop-ups on the Racing Post, they're everywhere you go. But what they're really doing here is pretty dark, so I'm going to expose it. After a little investigating and in no particular order, here are 5 truths that BetMGM would rather you didn't know about. It's like Chris Rock says,
It's showtime!
Because most people trust their favourite movie stars and sports celebs when they advertise free bets and other promotional incentives. Social media is awash with adverts enticing new players and offering these lucrative offers and incentives to win some money. The truth that follows, however, is very different. Imagine taking one of these offers, signing up, placing some bets, and then shortly after you win £1,960, they suspend your account and put it under review. After you contact their customer support, they blame regulation for gambling harm and crime. But this is not an isolated case either. Social media is full of complaints from punters about MGM using document checks to hold withdrawals and create excessive friction when they won some money. Look at this, where a punter claims they allowed him to deposit £3,000 over 3 weeks without any questions and then suspended the account after he won £9,500. 2 months and 20 documents later, still no payment. Or this one over a withdrawal of just £500, let alone the Cheltenham punter that bet £10, won £1,105, had his PayPal account verified, and then they changed their mind on everything and sent him back his initial deposit instead of his winnings. It's a dirty tactic similar to our previous upload about Sky Bet. It's complete madness that the regulator and government allows it. But it's not as bad as the second harsh truth on my list, because true sports betting fans might have noticed that BetMGM became an official Jockey Club partner and sponsored big races at Cheltenham this year, such as the Country Hurdle. But look a little bit closer. A Las Vegas sign with the word Cheltenham swapped out. See this landing page for one of their adverts here. In a time where horse racing is under threat in the UK, BetMGM are using horse racing as a means to sign up casino customers. Why is there a £200 casino offer there, and why has Cheltenham been turned into some kind of Las Vegas branding exercise? Racing fans should be outraged at this. But it gets worse. The punters champion, in between crying about affordability checks, is sending promotions to their customers about signing up for this outrageous outfit. You can't even look at a day's racing via their site without a pop-up getting in the way. So much for caring about the future of sport, eh? Some of the biggest sports betting influencers have directly commented about the frequency of issues around paying up. However, it's not just the winners that get frustrated. This week saw heaps of disgruntled users kicking off, which leads me on to truth number 3. Now, there's several points to mention here regarding BetMGM's offering. Not only do they routinely use sports betting to push customers towards highly addictive casino games where you can't win, but they don't seem to be able to keep their site running smoothly. As others have said, they seem to spend more money on advertising than providing an operational betting service. A token apologies for any inconvenience is all you're likely to get as a frustrated customer. If you take some time to look at the BetMGM offering, their prices are pretty horrendous too. Look at how they compare to all other softbooks, even without considering the exchanges. I guess they've got to pay for all them celebs somehow, right? Maths doesn't seem to be their strong point either. This guy here won £84, but his account was only credited with 37. Plus, many punters were frustrated this week when they settled T Hapu as a loser, even though the horse won the race. Customer service doesn't seem to be their strong point either. Obviously, there's a lot of complaints to get through when there's so many problems. Shocking, right? Well, much of this is going to make more sense when we get to truth number 5. It's shocking, really. I'll be brief because number 4 isn't exactly new, although BetMGM seem to be pretty rotten for it. Betting restrictions are applied to winning accounts, but worse still, some customers don't get the free bets they signed up for in the first place. You see, they sucker people in with the promise, but before the free bets are even credited, they either restrict the account, much like truth number 1, or limit stakes and fail to get back to customers before the free bet credit expires. Once again, X tells us a pretty clear story here. Why do they do this? Simply, they don't want savvy punters using strategies like the ones on this channel or services like OddsMonkey linked down below. Losers, however, are welcome. Now bear with me for this fifth and final point because it requires a little context and you need to look a little bit deeper at what I believe is going on here. BetMGM are new in the UK, obviously leaning on the global brand of MGM. According to their website, a deal was struck between MGM Resorts International and Entain to create a brand in 2018. The new Entain sportsbook platform was incorporated for future rollouts around a year later. For those who don't know, Entain was formerly known as GVC Holdings. In December of 2020, they changed the name and rebranded after receiving a £5.9 million fine from the Gambling Commission the year before. Why? Well, it appears that they wanted to distance themselves from previous bad publicity. That didn't really happen though, as they were then fined a further £17 million for regulatory failures after the name change. So why is this significant to this fifth point? Well, Entain own a whole host of brands that have been known for not taking bets, restricting stakes, accounts, changing prices after a bet has been struck, and using document checks to withhold withdrawals. You might even recognise some of them. MGM is just another front-end label to win over your trust. But they're not alone in their bad behaviour, as this video here shows where Sky Bet cheated a customer out of their winnings legally. See the whole documented process step by step.